Way back when I was just a little bitty boy, living in the box on the stairs in the corner of basement, half block of Rockville Street from Jerry's bait shop. You know the place. Boy, and everything was going swell and everything was just peachy. Except, of course, for the undeniable fact that every single morning, my mother would make me a big old bowl of sauerkraut for breakfast. Oh, big bowl of sauerkraut! Every single morning it was driving me crazy. I said to my mum, "Hey mum, what's with all the sauerkraut?" And my dear sweet mother, she just looked at me like a cow looks at an oncoming train. And she leaned right down next to me and she said, "It's good for you!" Then she tied me to the wall and stuck a funnel in my mouth and force fed me nothing but sauerkraut until I was 77 and a half years old. That's when I thought that someday I would go out the pit, it burns, and travel to a magical faraway place where the sun was always shining and the air smells like warm root beer, and the towels are also while the shrines and the lepers play the ukuleles all day long and everybody in the street glad you shave your back for a nickel. Waka waka doo doo, yeah! Well, let me tell you, people, it wasn't long before my dream came true. Because the very next day, a local radio station had this contest so you could correctly guess the number of molecules around the neck of William Shakespeare. I was off by 7, but I still won the grand prize. That's right, a first class one way ticket to Albuquerque. Albuquerque! Oh, yes. You know, I'd never been on a real airplane before, and I gotta tell you, it was really great. Except I had to sit between two large Polynesian women with excruciating severe body odour, and a little kid got me on throwing up the whole time. The flight attendants ran out Dr. Pepper and salted peanuts, and the in-flight movie was Sonic the Hedgehog 3 with Keanu Reeves. Oh, and yes, all the airplane engines burned out. We went into a tailspin and crashed into a hillside, and the plane exploded in a giant fireball, and everybody died! Except for me. You know why? Because I had my tray table up and my seat back in the fall up from position and my tray table up. And my seat back in the fall up from position and my tray table up. And my seat back in the fall up from position. Ah, 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 ah. So I crawled from the twisted burning wreckage. I crawled on my hands and knees for 3 full days, dragging along a big leather suitcase and my garment bag and my tenor saxophone, my 12-pound bowling ball, and my lucky autograph glow in the dark snorkel. But finally I arrived at the world famous Albuquerque Holiday Inn, where the towels are also free and you can eat your soup right out the ashtrays if you wanna. It's okay, they're clean. While I checked into my room, I turned down the AC and I turned on the Spectrovision and I'm just about to eat that little chocolate mint on my pillow that I love so very, very much when suddenly there's a knock on the door. Alright, now who could that be? I said, who is it? No answer. Who is it? There's no answer. Who is it? They're not saying anything. So finally I go over and I open the door and just as I suspected, it's the big Lord Voldemort. Oh my goodness. I hate it when I'm Neville Longbottom. So anyway, he burst into my room and he grabbed my magic wand and I'm like, "Hey, you can't have that. That wand's just been like magic to me." And he's like, "Tough." And I'm like, "Give it." And he's like, "Make me." And I'm like, "Give it." And he's like, "Make me." And I'm like, "Here." So I grabbed his neck and he grabbed my esophagus and I was pressing on his ball and then he chewed me on my eyebrows and I took out his appendix and he gave me a colonic hydrotherapy. And yes, indeed, you better believe it. And somehow in the middle of it all, the phone got knocked off the hook. And 7 seconds later, I heard a familiar voice. And you know what it said? I'll tell you what it said. It said, "Enter, stranger, but take heed of what awaits the sin of greed. Those who take but do not earn should pay most dearly in their turn. So if you sleep beneath our floors, a treasure that was never yours, thief, you have been warned. Beware of finding more than treasure there. In Albuquerque! Albuquerque! Well, to cut a long story short, he got away with my magic wand, which was meant to be a snorkel, but I made a solemn vow right there, that I would not rest. I would not sleep for an instant until Lord Voldemort was brought to justice. But first I had to go buy some donuts. So I got my car and I drove over to the donut shop and I walked up to the guy behind the counter and he said, "Yeah, what do you want?" I said, "You got any glazed donuts?" He said, "No, we're out of glazed donuts." Well, I said, "You got any jelly donuts?" He said, "No, we're out of jelly donuts." I said, "You got any Bavarian cream filled donuts?" He said, "No, we're out of Bavarian cream filled donuts." I said, "You got any cinnamon rolls?" He said, "No, we're out of cinnamon rolls." And I said, "You got apple fritters?" And he said, "No, we're out of apple fritters." And I said, "You got any bear claws?" And he's like, "Wait a minute, I'll go check." "No, no, we're out of bear claws." And I said, "Well, in that case, what on earth do you even have?" He said, "All I got right now is this box of 1 dozen starving crazed weasels." And I said, "Okay, I'll take them." So he handed me the box, and I opened up the lid, and the weasels jumped on and immediately latched onto my face and started biting me all over. Oh man, they were just going crazy. They were tearing me apart. I think I know just about a little ditty start going through my head. I think it went a little something like this. "Oh, get him off me, get him off me. Ah, oh no, help me, get him off. Oh, get me off these weasels. Oh no, uh-oh, help." I ran onto the street with this flesh-eating weasel all over my face, waving my arms up in the air and just running, running, running like a constipated sheep in the barn. And just look would have it, that's exactly when I ran into the girl of my dreams. Her name was Sally Acorn. She was the main female character of Sonic the Hedgehog. I'll never forget the first thing she said to me. She said, "Hey, you got weasels all over your face." That's when I know it was true love. We were inseparable after that. We ate together, we bathed together, we even shared the same piece of mint flavored dental floss. The world was our burrito. So we got married and we bought us a house and had two beautiful children, Sonia and Manic the hedgehogs. Oh, we were so very, very, very happy. Oh, yeah. But then one fateful night, Sally said to me, he said, "S- Sweetie Pumpkin, do you want to join the Coldplay record club?" And I was like, "No! Hold on now, Sally. I'm just not ready for that kind of a commitment." So we broke up and I never saw her again, but that's just the way things go. Oh, come on, why is there a commercial interrupting this? In Albuquerque, Albuquerque. Anyway, things were starting to look good because about a week later I finally achieved my lifelong dream. That's right, I got myself a part-time job at the Sizzler. I even made Employee of the Month after putting that grease fire with my face. Oh, a lot of people were jealous after me at that. I was getting a lot of attitude. Okay, like one time in the car park, I was trying to remove my excess earwax with a golf pencil while I see this person, Hagrid, trying to carry his sofa up the stairs. So I said to him, "Hey, do you want any help with that?" And Hagrid, he just rolls his eyes and he's like, "No, I want you to cut off my arms and legs with the chainsaw." So I did. And then he gets all indignant on me. And he's like, "Hey man, I was just being sarcastic." Well, that's just great. How am I supposed to know that? I'm not a mind reader for crying out loud. Besides, he's got a really cute nickname, Bonnie Man. So what's he complaining about? Say, that reminds me of another music anecdote. This guy comes up to me and he said he hasn't had a bite in 3 days. Well, I know what he meant, but just to be funny, I took a big bite of his jacular vein and he keeps screaming and bleeding and running all over. And I said, "Hey, don't you get it?" But he keeps rolling around on the sidewalk saying, "Ah, help! Ah, it's bleeding out." Oh, missing the irony this whole time. Oh, some people can't take a joke. Where was I? Um, um, I kind of lost my train of thought. Yeah, I know. Well, I guess it's alright about saying it, but I guess the whole point I'm trying to make here is that I miss all of the girls in my college course. That's what I'm really trying to say. And by the way, if you have any self doubt emotion or if you have any worries, at least you can take a small bit of comfort because you already know that somewhere out there, there is still a little place. Hold on, Albuquerque! 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 I'm the A to the L, L, B, the U. And for Kirky! Albuquerque, 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 Albuquerque.